select. There we go. Howdy, everyone. It's Crow's Nest episode 63. This one's called Did You Get Wrecked? Because obviously we're going to be talking about shipwrecks. So we'll say good day to everyone here. The link in the YouTube chat. And there you go. So we have got, I'm going to go across my screen. So we've got Magic Mike. He's trying to get
there at the last minute.
Yeah, he's trying to get his mic working. We've got Ross Crow looking very handsome as always.
Good evening, everyone.
Do you need glasses? Sorry.
We've got Shane Howe.
Hello, peoples.
We've got me, I'm RB, and Damnation's here as well.
Yo.
So, how's those shipwrecks going?
Oh, here, I want to start out on this one.
Okay.
Dude, it was funny because we were talking the other night when it first started, and we were saying about how this was going to be such an opposite show because I was going to be so super positive and Ross was going to be so super negative. and then the other shoe dropped, and they started messing with it. You know, they took away about over half of the alliance targets that were out there. They added new prizes, but the prices on them was astronomical. Why couldn't you just leave well enough alone? It was fucking awesome when it first came out and so much fun. Like me, RB, and Shane were on the hangout I know Shane and I were on for probably at least 8 hours, and RB was probably on for a good 4 or 5. And we were talking and laughing and playing Battle Pirates the entire time, which hadn't happened for probably like 8 months, if not more. And then they had to mess with it. It's like, just fucking leave it alone when it's working good. I mean, now I'm not talking, when I say working good, I'm not talking like the leaderboard problem. I'm not talking the engaging targets problem. I'm talking the fun factor that it was for the first, 12 hours or 14 hours it was out, and people were able to get points at a good clip, and then they just had to fuck with it. It's like, fuck, just leave it alone when everybody's happy. That's what I gotta say.
See, I'm sorry. Can you explain? I really wasn't able to participate like that in the event like I wanted to. But what do you mean? Were the points? I don't actually even know. Did the points go down or change? I don't know.
They had like 10 alliance.
What happened was initially there was probably, I want to say, 10 to 15 of the alliance targets. Somebody needs to mute because I'm hearing background from somebody. But and if you have the alliance shipwreck, your whole alliance gets a payout drip every 5 minutes. So even people who weren't able to really participate at a level were still able to get points. So right. And then when those started going away, lots of people started not getting any points at all because they couldn't go out and do the regular shipwrecks because they only had like old conquerors, or they would try even with current conquerors, but people would come in with the new fleets, and we've all seen the new fleets versus current conquerors, and the new fleets just fucking annihilate. So it was a good thing where if you had a couple better players in your alliance, they could go out and get those things and help out their entire alliance that way. But then they took it down to they're only spawning like 5 alliance targets now. And of course, SDS7, BPL, and all those guys are just scarfing them up and nobody else can take them. And they've kind of like screwed everybody. Like if you're not a big alliance at this point, don't even look at trying to get alliance nodes.
Okay. No, now I understand. Now, yeah, because I've gone out and assisted in the battles, and in all honesty, I've been able to engage in, I think 3, but I could be incorrect. I mean, but it's a super low number over this whole thing. I've been able to engage, so I know what these targets are, and I really found great enjoyment in the ones that I was able to even engage in. I did find enjoyable. Seriously, there's things I don't like about it, like. I'd like a little more variety in the weapon types. I'm not fighting the exact same nonstop, but I still had in all honesty, I had fun in those. So I was like, it kind of made the lack of the quality of the game more aggravating, in all honesty, because I found an enjoyment in it, and so I was like, oh damn it, I wanted to do it, so I kept trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying. Well, that just drove me batty, you know what I mean? So I finally had to put it stop. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. The ones I could play.
Are you just doing the alliance ones, or are you doing personal ones?
My alliance has been doing the alliance ones
because ever since they had that fix come in play that they said that Max or whatever posted on Discord the other night, I haven't had no issues getting in battles myself. It's went away for me. So I mean, there's something different going on here, and I didn't know if it was because you're in that circle. I don't even participate in those things. I'm an alliance of one anymore, and all my guys have quit and gone away. But I haven't had no issues.
Right.
Getting into battle. I mean, my big issue is, as far as the alliance points and all that stuff is, okay, the personal points should be personal points on the leaderboard. Since they got prizes in the leaderboard, that's my biggest issue with it. As far as helping the alliances out, I kind of wish that, if that person is not participating, maybe a little bit lower amount, not full points for what that guy's getting, as far as feeling like, I'm a lone guy over here, and just because I don't want to join the big guys, they get a boon. I don't know. Well, I really don't want to bitch too much about it. It is what it is. But, as far as the personal leaderboard goes and there's prizes involved, it should be personal leaderboard.
They have already said they're for next time. So.
And those points added in shouldn't be going, it's what you earn, not what everybody else gets you and stuff too,
Yeah. No,
they've already said they're fixing that for next time, and it's too late to do anything about it now. So.
Yeah, that's cool. That's my only issue with that stuff of it,
My huge really issue is it's not at the end. It's at the end of the day. It's not what they bring out or it's what they make, or right? It's their lack of quality of performance. That if truly they can't step it up, well, they need to. I'm a paying customer, and to have issues like this at 8 years is nonsense. You know what I mean? To put out something that works so poorly to so many, it's nonsense. So, and that's how I feel. I'm not overly aggravated or anything like that because it's 8 years of it. So I'm pretty used to it. But that's just how I feel. If you can't put out a quality product, then don't put it out. So this should have been shelved.
What's really odd though too is like the intermittence of it and the fact that it wasn't that way for everybody. That's what I can't figure out. If it's that way and it's all the time and it's for everybody, that makes perfect sense to me. Okay, you did a shitty job. But like for me, for example, the first day, like I would say 80% of the time I had zero problem joining battles. Probably 20% of the time I would get the thing where I couldn't actually hit the target, and I could usually fix it by going into my base and then back out to the map. But it's just the fact that it wasn't happening all the time is what baffles me, and that it wasn't happening to everybody at like the same rate is another thing that baffles me.
Yeah. I haven't had a problem since they popped it on Discord that they fixed it. It's like, because I was having issues too, just like everybody else. It was like jumping in and out of your base twice. Okay, that ain't working. Refresh. Come on, get on and go. Shit, somebody else got to look for another one. Or fight them off, or do whatever. But yeah, in a pressure intensive game when you can't get into battle when you're wanting to out there, I can understand how frustrating that is. But I'm just saying, as far as from my side of it, I haven't had any issues getting into these battles since they posted that.
Well, see, truly here, my situation, it was pretty funny. So how it went down is I wasn't on the game, and I come back, I log in, go to Discord, and everybody's talking about the special offer they got for a fleet for $20. I didn't have that offer. Right. So I said on Discord, well, what's the deal? Well, how come I don't have the offer? I saw Damnation on there too, mentioning some people, other people didn't have the offer. on Discord, they said that you had to have room in your shipyard to be able to hold the offer, to get the offer on your screen. So I scrapped ships and I refreshed. I scrapped enough to get the offer. I refreshed, I get the offer. I buy the $20 fleet and I can't hit anything. You got to be kidding me.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
how it went down. And so I bought the fleet that you can't play with. So, yeah.
Well, I tell you something, like, I know Shane and I were talking about too. I'm like, I wonder how many people who pulled the trigger on spending the $20 to get the fleet the first day realized if you only even took the one that they gave you, used your FM tokens and built it, getting points that first day was relatively easy because not a whole lot of people had that boat yet. So, like, I got a full fleet done the entire first day, not spending any coins, not spending any money, just using my tokens from the FM and a couple tokens I could get there. And I'm like, so I wonder how many people who, after buying the $20 fleet, saw that they could have done that, and they're like, well, shit. You know?
Yeah, no, I feel that way because I bought the $20 fleet. Now my alliance has got enough points. I have the other fleet. Now, so I got screwed. You know what I mean? I got sold a product that didn't fucking work. Honest to God. That's what I got sold. I didn't get sold time. I bought a fleet of junk that doesn't engage.
And that's the one thing that kind of, I don't know if irked or annoyed is the proper word, that like, you know, they're like, okay, well, since everybody spent $20 on this deal, we're going to put the frigate in the event. And then, like, you know, probably not even 12 hours later, oh, well, here, you can just buy the frigate, you know, a fleet of frigates. And I'm like, this game is rapidly becoming you don't even have to play it. You just spend money, buy the fleet, and be done.
No, that's why I'm actually okay. I know, I got the fleets out of it. And so, whatever, I guess if it's not playable, it's not playable. And I thought this was that $20 special that they've been doing, you know, when they do the panic mode and if something fails, they put a $20 offer out, and they have the last 2 months at least. So I kind of thought that that's what this was, to get people's participation in, you know. So I was going to be involved in that, and ended up not being so good.
Well, I think their true money making in this event really is the coining out there for repairs. I mean,
sure.
You know, it's like the arcade, man. Just think about it. 2 coin a pop. It's like quarter. You know, and the $20 and $30 deal has promoted the piss out of that. You know, because I'm sorry you're having such a rough time, but I've been actually having a good time every night. You know, I made a 200,000 point run last night, and that felt really good. But I'm doing just a personal thing, you know. Right. You know, nobody's going to help me to get points, and if I help get somebody points, they don't even play. So it's like, you know, might as well do what I can where I can, just pirate it out and work with what I got, because I did the same thing Damnation did. You know, I got the one given to me, you know, and I did buy the 99 coin 3-day tokens for the Corsair, the 3 1 days. They sent me another deal. Just today they sent me another deal for 3 more 1-day Corsairs and 3 1-day strikes for 99 coin, either one or the other, you know. And it's like, you know, no, I can't do that. But I did get a strike last night, and I got 50,000 left over. If I can do a decent run again tonight, maybe, you know, I can get both ships, and I'm good for what I got. And I mean, if I wanted to, I could use next week's tokens to go ahead and build them out, but I don't see no reason for that just yet. You know what I mean? It's kind of done past by the time I'll get them and everything. So they're 2.5 days to build. So, you know, and off time in between here and there on the Conqueror shipyard, that can be done till the next event. If this is going to be a thing.
I thought the build time was like a really good build time in my opinion, because like you could use, because usually you get like 6 days of tokens in the FM, right? Then they had like 2 12-hour tokens in the event, and then I think it was like 4 1-hour tokens.
Yeah.
So like you could build an entire fleet of 3 of them, and in actuality, you only have to wait like 8 hours.
I mean, that's
So
kind of how,
yeah, I thought they kind of managed that part of it very well.
Yeah, I mean, it's the ability to get them out to play with them was really quick. I mean, them giving us one to start with, you know, in the week league just coming out, it was just, it's doable to do it. Because, I mean, I got my 2 by doing mostly the outpost and stuff with my dreadnoughts and stuff. Until that got that first one out, I had to wait a few hours on it, you know. Then I could try my hand at some of the big things. But after I got the fleet, you know, I mean, it was off and running. So after they fixed it where you can get into battle, you know.
So you have the Corsair fleet?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I got 3 Corsairs. I got the other one bought, but I haven't started on it or nothing. I'm doing refits on the Howlers and stuff, you know, building them for the first time. I got them during bounty, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been using 3 Corsairs. I have my like my first frigate, I think, is like a day and some odd hours before it's done. But I've been having a lot of fun. I like it's really fun to watch the Corsairs go in and annihilate the long range strike frigates. You know, that's kind of fun. The key there is split your fleet up. Don't just try to like rush at them head on, because you're gonna die if you do.
Yeah, just think about when launchers came out. You know, split to the winds. And just drive, you know, just figure out a way and fight and have fun. I mean, it is what it is. And if you fall behind or down on doing those, there's the outpost. And if you got the dreads or the hell, even if you got the damn tier 7 stuff, the witch doctors and revenants and those things, I mean, I wish the outpost paid a little bit more. It'd be nice if they paid 1,000 and 1,500 each. That way the guys could, like, you know, make some good ground. 400 and 800, that's some work, you know, but it's doable. Like I said, it got me my first 2 ships built. So,
yeah, I would tend to agree. There's way too much disparity between all the different levels of the thing. You know, like the groups that can hold. The alliance ones, you know, they have a much bigger level of disparity than the guys who can only get the personal ones, and the guys who can get the personal ones have a much bigger level of disparity than the guys who can only hit the outposts. So it's like we kind of got to bring that in a little tighter together as opposed to spreading it further apart.
yeah, and bringing up the bottom end just sounds decent, I think, the outpost.
But I mean, they're definitely aware, because, like, you know, I was able to tell within the first like 3 minutes of the event. I'm like, well, having a personal leaderboard in this event is just structurally flawed, because if alliances are getting all these points as a lump sum, then obviously whoever's in the top alliance is going to have all top 20 spots on the personal leaderboard. I mean, that's just that was flawed by design, you know. So, and then, like, I said it rather rapidly into the event. Chris was like, yeah, I see what you mean. And I'm like, this is the kind of shit that you guys should be able to catch before the event even comes out. These are the discussions that we should have before the event is even released. I said, I'm not trying to be a dick, but why didn't you guys talk about all this shit ahead of time, you know?
Yeah, that'd be my biggest thing with this, is that just the way it's been done. Like, you know, like you said before, we've actually, you know, experienced emotion in this, which has been, you know, sadly lacking for a long time. You know, like I said, when we were on the hangout, you know, I haven't heard and so much excitement and frustration and swearing.
Yeah,
You know, it was really good. It was like it did bring back those old days of actually, you know, having fun and enjoying it, and people experiencing different things at different times. You know, you get the shit, oh yeah, and you know, awesome, and blah 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 blah. But
it went from the typical fuck kicks Islanders hang out to, oh, that son of a bitch just got me by like a little fraction.
Yeah, but having said that, you know, when you look at the forums and even a bit on Discord and stuff like that, even though I don't worry about Discord too much, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are upset, and quite rightly so, because they can't participate, or, you know, like we said, the alliances have got it all stitched up, and it's just like, I don't know, they just have this innate ability to shoot themselves in the foot of what could be a great event, to just go, oh, well, actually, you know, we kind of fucked this up and we kind of fucked that up, and, you know, Ross can't engage targets and this and that, and the other people that are having other issues as well. It's just like, this just could have been so fantastic, because it did bring back that excitement and enjoyment, and, you know, razor-thin battles where you've got a slither of health left on your ship and you're like, yeah, this is fucking awesome. Or, you know, the Corsairs being able to beat the frigates, and you know, just learning a new driving style and stuff like that has been fun. You know, there's a decent amount of outposts on the map. You know, they're not all level 185 billion, and, you know, there's just, it's like one extreme to the other, that there's some really good stuff and then there's some really shit stuff. So it's like, well,
yeah.
And I would like to respond to RBF in chat that he says that you need to pay a $19.99 entry fee to take part. That is a total fallacy. I did not pay $19.99, and I've gotten probably almost 300,000 points at this time. I've spent maybe 19 coins total in the event, and those were because I was having fun, not because I had to. So no, you didn't have to spend $19.99 to take place in this event, not by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, and to be honest, last night's fun for me was about 13 coin, and that was 200,000 points. And, you know, for a night of playing, that's fun. That's acceptable for me. I'm a nobody, non-whaler, and, you know, just a guy that's been playing for 8 years, you know. I just don't know how to quit, you know.
Yeah, I think their whole concept was cool. I do. I wasn't knocking it. Seriously.
Yeah, it just sucks if you can't get into play, though. I see from your situation, that just fucking blows, man. That just,
yeah.
And it gets to be a point where, you know what, in all honesty, like right now, maybe I could engage. But you know what? After the first 20 hours, 10 hours, I'm not exaggerating, at least first 10 hours, how many times you think I'm going to sit there and try to fucking click anymore? Seriously? You think I'm going to try?
Yeah.
No. You know what I mean? How many hours am I going to try to click something that doesn't work? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. For sure.
So, yeah, and so I take it with a grain of salt from now on. I just hope that they don't put anything, you know, that's like game changing in it, and you know, because they need time to get things to work. This is Kickside, so you know what I mean.
And I guess being in your lunch, I mean, you're, as far as the prizes, you've gotten prizes, you know.
600,000 or something.
So I mean, you got plenty of points to make out what you need to, even though your event sucks for you participating.
Yeah, but I'm the leader.
Because you're in a decent sized alliance with some very active guys, you know. So cool. That helps you out in this time around. You're just getting screwed on being able to participate.
Yep.
You know, so.
But then that shows part of the brokenness as well, that someone who can't hit a target, you know, not because they're not trying, can get many points, whereas someone who's trying their ass off for the whole event, you know, ends up with 100,000 and they think they're doing bloody awesome because they've gotten that much. So that's what it's like. yeah, I don't know. It kind of
Well,
reminds
that's what I'm saying. For the ones it helps out, it should
yeah,
pay a little less. I mean, instead of 600,000, maybe his group. I mean, that's pretty damn good.
yeah,
200,000. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
you know, some kind of lower percentage because, I mean, it is what it is in that respect.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Alliances should, you know,
be able to help out.
part of being an alliance that you help people and stuff like that, and it's good. It's just that, you know, the points are too high. But it kind of reminds me of early bounties, you know, that some of them were really good, and then, you know, the next one was shit and stuff like that. So it's almost along those lines. I don't know.
I think like as far as the alliance knows, if they would put like 10 to a world or something, but make it so that each ally can only control 2, and that leaves something for the smaller guys and smaller alliances that they can go out and fight over them and compete and get some points as well.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great starting point to try to balance it out. You know?
Yeah. Because like the bones are good. It's just like everything they do, they just don't quite get it right, and it's really disappointing because, you know, it's like, you know, there's people that have been playing 36 hours straight and stuff like that, and it's like, this is Battle Pirates. That's not supposed to happen. We haven't done that for years.
Yeah.
Right.
It sounds like my first time I ever turned to game on. I was up for like a couple of days.
You know, so it's, I don't know. It could have been such a win, and it's kind of close, but it's just not quite there yet. But
hopefully we can get it ferreted out
to work on.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you, I think one area where they really, really screwed up bad, and this was all on them, this was something they had absolute total control over, is when they added these new prizes in, and they cost a fucking arm and leg. You know, you went from 20,000 points to a 12-hour ship build token to 250,000 points for a 1 day. You want me to pay over 10 times the amount of points for only twice the amount of build time? Get off the fucking drugs, man. You know, I mean, seriously. You're not even smoking weed at that point. You're on like some seriously trippy LSD.
Well, the 500 grand for the Basilisk and the Howler that's way too much for those. For who would need them?
Yeah.
I mean, that's really that's like a total slap in the face to anybody who's not in one of those big alliances. That's what that is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's strange, and I saw.
And cut down the price on the kits too, because I just got to looking how much it costs to do a Basilisk and stuff, and to get all those, God Almighty, or just the Howlers. I can't. I'm not getting no 180,000 points just to be able to get the kits to upgrade the Howlers.
Or better yet, if you're going to put in the upgrade tokens for the T8 assault ships flags, at least put in the fucking kits for them. You know, you ain't got no kits for me to buy.
Yeah, we'd love to be able to upgrade these stuff if we can get the damn things to do them with, because this is actually the only times they offer them is in stuff like this too and everything. There's nowhere to, whenever you need them, to get them. You know, the kits are like, I just wish they'd put it in the research lab and charge me uranium and titanium to upgrade these damn things.
Yeah, well, that ship's already sailed.
Don't even get me started on titanium.
The kits were like kind of the first iteration of that was on the mega hulls, right? And that didn't pan out too well back then. They just decided to say, okay, you don't got to get the parts no more and everything. You just get the level 5 in R&D and you can build it, the gantry and stuff. You know, remember?
Yeah,
we had to get kit things. We used to have to go hit Rhino fleets and stuff, go fight Zoe's stuff to go get those parts and stuff to be able to build our damn gantry and everything. Took 49 days and all that, you know. But eventually, they's like, okay, that's too much. We need these kits and this stuff, and then having to do upgrades in the shipyard. It's kind of that same thing, you know. This shit ain't working out. Just put it in the research lab and let us research it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can talk about titanium if you want, because I know I've spent over $1 million titanium in the past couple days, and only getting in at 30,000 a shot. Let me tell you, that takes a long fucking time. I don't know how much event time that I could have been playing the event I had to waste because I was out farming titanium at 30,000 a pop, so I could get 385,000, so I could build my boat all at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember saying that, I don't know how many months ago now, and this was before all this happened, that the titanium cost on this is just massive. And like, we knew there was going to be one, but this is just, beyond control. When, if you say that you're trying to cut down on chores and you need 10, 12, 14 to even make a ship, it's like, it's out of control.
I suppose in a way, though, I can kind of see where they're coming from. They're like, well, that's why the boats are only, 2.5 days to build, because they take all these extra premium resources. So you can have it one way or the other. You can have the boat take 13 days to build, or you can have it take a whole bunch of titanium and resources.
Yeah. Because what was it? You said it was 500 million of each.
Yeah, my was $500 million of each resource just to build it.
And it's not really quite like the straight out resources aren't such an issue, but when you've got to grind that many titanium targets, we need to have one that's worth 50 or 70 or something
90.
like that. Yeah,
but
at least 90. 3 times what it is for 500,000.
You can just buy your titanium in a limited time offer, so it's all good.
Well, no, I ain't paying no damn 70 coin for 200,000 titanium. They're stupid. I mean, I ain't paying for that stuff. But I mean, in my case, I was lucky. I was in between builds at the beginning of this, and I used my regular shipyard to get them out. Since I was doing tokens, like, what was it, 2 hours and 42-minute wait on each one, because I got the 12-hour tokens and stuff. My first one, I spent time on it the whole 12.5 hours because I was earning points with my dreads. That's how I worked it out. But each one after that was 2.5 hours, to wait on to get them out, and then I'm back to my PVE holes in there and doing refits or whatever in my Conqueror hole. But that was me. I was just in between builds, so I was lucky enough to do them in my regular shipyard where it didn't cost me titanium.
Yeah, I was in the middle of an upgrade, so I couldn't
Oh, damn.
like we've been saying, there's so much pressure on our shipyard anyway. So it's like
an upgrade you was actually able to do got in your way because it's like 5 or 11 days, whatever the hell they are.
Yeah, look at that. There's a bloody shipwreck with no one on it, and here I am just sitting here talking. What an idiot. Of course, by the time I launch, it won't still be there, but I'll give it a go. Yeah. We'll keep talking because I'm concentrating for a second.
Okay.
I can't do both. I did want to say that, I don't know, kind of like what Ross said, it would be nice to see a little bit more variety. And I know we're shooting ourselves in the foot if we say that, because, the next thing there'll be weapons and shards and, all sorts of shit going on that we don't actually want. But it's, I don't know. There's just there needs to be a little bit more.
As opposed to you making like super specials for that only go on these boats, if they just would have made it so any of the specials we already had could have went on these boats, I think just that would have seen a wide variety. Just that, keep that one special slot, but if we could put any of the one specials that we already owned, like Hyper 30s or like a speed, like an engine or a speed system or some kind of deflection special on there, just that would have made such a wide variety of this fleet versus fleet format. I think that would have made it even more interesting than what it already is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes and no, and they could also say, make up your mind, because we've told them you might as well just build the ship and give it to us. That's pretty much what they did here. And now, well, I'm just saying it has been said, But I agree. I mean, at least the Conqueror specials, Conqueror Defender specials, I mean, would be allowed on there. I'm in agreement with that, you know, to be able to use on them for that diversity of which way, what you're fighting, you know, because it could be, if you let us use our specials, it could be a lot more interesting. Give us the power to figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, arbiters were hard to rig up in the beginning too. Remember them things?
Mm-hmm.
One weapon, one special, and then the Hurricanes come out with two specials. You're like, aha, you know. I mean, 3 specials, 2 weapons, whatever it was. I don't remember, but it seems kind of that feel to it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a couple things in the chat real quick. Mike Meehan was saying, what about ranking interceptors? To the best of my knowledge, you don't have to rank them at all.
No,
There's
don't.
no
Yeah.
ranking.
They're like the mega hulls. That's it. What you get.
And Mike Crittenden wanted us to talk a little bit about how the Ice Dragon upgrade tokens were in the FM for a wee little bit, and then they suddenly disappeared. Yeah, that's pretty shitty.
The Infernal Dragon?
Yeah. Well, why do I always call them things Ice Dragons?
Because you had from the start.
Well, I'm always trying to combine Icebreakers and Inferno Dragons. Ice Dragons. But yeah, I mean, they never should have been taken out of the FM in the first place, in my opinion.
Yeah, if they'd left them in there one more week, I'd have been set. If I'd have just got one more round of them, but now it's like, yeah, I'm not taking the time to do it because I got other things I'm working on doing refits. You know, so there's no time for me to actually do an upgrade that I can do. I mean, much less wanting to do. You know, a Conqueror yard can be open over there, but I can't do them because I, you know, can't get enough kits to do them. I did that campaign. They gave me 10 for 200 for the thing. I'm like, wow, thanks for the piss in the bucket. You know, couldn't even be at half or something, you know. I might have did it the second time since it takes both fleets to do it, you know. So, oh well, I'm not chasing those because I'd rather get both of the other. I'd rather get the 3 strikes, like you can get the full bore of it, what I can do with them, you know.
Oh yeah, the other thing too there that you just have to be aware of is that you can only have, is it 3 of each?
Well, 3 in the fleet.
But no.
You can actually own 6 of each blueprint.
6 of each.
Okay.
I knew there was some sort of restriction on it.
No, they had to up it to 6 because all the people who got, like, you know, the person or people who got the 3 and the 3 during the last event. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, they would have no reason to play this event at all if they hadn't up the limit.
Yeah. Fair enough. Cool. And what do you think of the weapons that we've got? Are you happy with them? Do you think that they, you know, work well, or?
I think it's the beginning of rock, paper, scissors.
Mm-hmm.
What we used to play.
Yeah.
You know, one does this, one does that. Where's the other one? You know, what are we going to get? Because right now it is long range snipe or short range broadsides. You know, rock, paper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But rock don't always beat paper. You know, sometimes paper can beat rock. It just is a lot of good driving going on in this event. And if you open your mind, things can get pretty interesting. I mean, in the battle, it's been a fun event as far as the fighting goes with these, you know, back to what we used to fight like.
Mm-hmm.
With the spin. I mean, of course, we never had
that kind of the
weapons
thing
and
that
stuff.
made me,
You know, that's the stick of this battling.
How many times you have to come in and out of your base between battles?
Well, if you can play, you know.
Right.
I'm sorry you're having such a tough time participating with that. Whatever's going on with your stuff.
No, it like honest to God, it very well could be fixed by now.
Because I mean, I was having problems in the beginning too. I was trying to do some lower ones with my hurricanes or witch doctors and stuff, you know, and do the bigger ones with the dreads. And in the beginning, I was like, I couldn't get into the smaller ones, but I'm getting into the 90s and stuff just fine with my dreads. It's like, God dang it, you know. And I mean, I was having terrible issues. I went to try to do my damn daily and the one for the uranium. And I was having to refresh just to do the next round. You know, I mean, I couldn't start the damn. You know, I mean, I understand totally what you're going through because it was just definitely fucking frustrating. But for me, ever since they posted that on Discord, they fixed it. But in the shipwrecks, how before somebody would attack you and y'all fight and do all that stuff, and the NPC fleet would come in. Ever since that fix, anytime somebody's come in to fight me, I've never had the NPC come in anymore. So that's been the stick on my side of it as well, my experience.
There was one thing, or speaking of Discord, there was one thing that got said in Discord by the management the other day that really showed me a disconnect of what they think players are achieving to the actuality of what players are achieving. Was Golden Doodle said, so which are you guys enjoying driving more? The strike cruisers or I mean the Corsairs or the strike frigates? And I'm like, you do realize that like 95% of the player base only has the Corsair, right? So they have zero comparison whatsoever. And that just, like I said, that shows me a big disconnect from what they think players are able to achieve and what players are actually able to achieve.
Yeah, definitely.
I like the Corsair driving more. I've been in a couple battles, only like I said, 3 or 4. I think it's the Corsair drives better for me, but I'm not sure. I know people are fleet to fleeting them. They're sniping the shit out of your Conqueror fleets on the map. Don't leave map fleets out any longer, you know.
They're going around sniping the dread fleets. I mean, the outpost hitters. That's no, man.
Well, you hit those, and they hit your base guards, and you know, if you leave,
Well, yeah, we were talking the other night on Discord how like outside offline base guards at this point are now totally dead.
Yes,
because these boats will annihilate Conquerors that are on your base's base guard, and if you're not online driving your Corsairs or your frigates, then they're just sitting ducks for anybody who is driving. So yeah, your days of having an outside guard on your base while you're not online, totally dead. Oh. And if you are online, the only one that's going to do you any good is either the Corsairs or the frigates. So I'm not sure how much thought they put into that interaction.
It's going to make bounty very, very, very interesting because this has changed everything in one fell swoop. So it's kind of I don't know what's happening.
Can you put these on guard?
Yes, and the map. On the map.
I don't think so.
I think you can guard your base with it.
I'm going to try it right now.
I'm going to too.
I'm pretty sure I saw some people saying that you could.
You can.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you could.
Holy cow!
But yeah, they're useless if you're not on to drive them because in the problems that we were having with engaging and stuff like that, I was on a target and there was no notification that I was getting hit, and I was like beaten by 2 breaches, and I was like, well, if I had the opportunity to drive, there's no way those breaches would have beaten me. So it's, I don't know, there's kind of some strange stuff going on. But.
Yeah, there is some other crazy stuff going on I wanted to mention because it's not me, but Alliance members, and they did explain how it's working. Some of my Alliance members have got base fleets, Conqueror fleets, going from sector to sector on a long run, like returning home through, I don't know, 5 sectors or however many. they're traveling through these dang circles and getting smoked.
Yeah.
You got stuck in the mud, did you? And you got caught, did you? Yeah.
But they're 5
Damn it.
sectors. Yeah.
Yeah, I could totally see that happening because I've drove through a couple of them myself, and it's like, whoa, yeah, you're entering some red water, so yeah,
Well,
I'm not going to try to avoid that shit.
That in a way kind of plays into what we were talking about last week when Cuddle said about, if it becomes more widespread. And I'm like, no, because if it becomes more widespread, that would totally kill base hitting because nobody's going to hit a base when you're guaranteed you're going to get sniped when you come out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that don't need to be covering no individual's bases. No, definitely not. I mean, out in open water, little rocks to avoid out there, your little reefs to make sure.
Well, if you're traveling through 5 sectors, though, you're not going to, I don't know about you, but I don't watch my boat the whole time it's traveling.
No.
I mean, you might want to use them towers a little bit or drive it ever so far. I don't know how intermittent they would be,
Right. It would be just all on random on your location, and it just would be random because on where you're located and where it's coming from.
Exactly.
But yeah, my guy had 2 fleets coming home
if
there.
Somebody's chasing you for a minute, you could get caught.
Yeah.
You could. So yeah, I wanted to make
how you driving home now sometimes.
Yeah, so put that out there. Yeah, I wish they wouldn't be able to go on guard, actually. I don't even know how I feel about it. I think they're different class of hull. I don't think they should be on guard on my base, personally.
Well, it's definitely
it's
definitely going to have to either have 2 fleets to hit a base for sure now, or basing is definitely going to have to be a tag team endeavor. One person to take out the guard and the other person actually hit the base.
Yeah.
And who's got time or inclination to do that? I know I don't.
Well,
I think
like you said, if they're offline, if they're busy, the interceptors are kind of an easy kill. You said they did it with breachers.
For other interceptors, yes.
Say they're hitting the base. Yeah, say they're hitting your base. Yeah.
One at a time, boys. Come on.
Sorry.
One at a time.
Well, I'm just saying, ganging up and all that good stuff. If he's hitting your base, you can easily clean out his guard with your dreads, or whatever,
Well, that's the thing, though. You can't. If he has an interceptor on guarding his base, you're not going to easily be able to clear that out with dreads.
For sure.
Well, you said they're dummy when they're offline or can't fight with them.
Against other interceptors, yes.
Okay. Well, I guess.
I mean, how many battles have you been in against Conquerors? Conquerors don't do fucking shits to interceptors.
Well, he was saying dreads killed his a while ago.
Yeah, I got hit because I got beaten by breaches because I didn't realize I was in battle because it wasn't lighting up or anything like that. So.
Well, that's really weird.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it has like 112 range, and straight on the Corsair's got what, 90?
Mm.
So
they came up behind here.
If he could just keep, if they're advancing on him, he could just keep inching it forward, staying out of range, bam, 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 and get out of there. I mean, if he's not on or driving them, like you said.
So what do you do? Well, I mean,
I don't know how quick it killed him, but.
Maybe you can do it against frigates too, maybe, because you'd have to split up, though.
Yeah, I think you'd be able to because they're limited.
I'd like to see him limited to non-guard. And then let's just get so but it's not even a headache. It's not even something we got to
to be honest, if we want to know, me and RB can go in there together and we can do the test and see exactly what happens, since we don't know what happened.
As opposed to not being able to see them put on guard, maybe just have the gap between these fleet versus fleets and the Conquerors not be so huge. Because they are supposed to be for fleet versus fleet, and that's what a base guard is supposed to be for. So not being able to use them as a base guard, I think, is very not the way it should be. but to at least have it to where the interaction between conquerors and interceptors is not so one-sided, I think would be a better way to look at that whole situation.
Yeah, it's kind of like whenever the Conqueror hulls used to hit your PvE fleets. There's just no way to defend against that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of that same desperation difference, between the two. But I have heard and seen a couple of things, and about maybe gluttonies are good against them.
Yeah, well, we saw that.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
gluts will do a lot of damage, but by the time everything happens, it's the battle's either going to time out, or if you do stuff it up when you're driving your gluts, it's a big price.
Yeah, it's a cost, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
That's the chance you take, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about not in the event, but just overall in the game, the interceptors in play on the map.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think they can probably do stuff because they are their own class, so they can pretty much do whatever they want to them. But, I don't want to see them nerfed already. It's like, there's got to be a balance in there somewhere, and this whole event's not balanced. So they need to go back and actually do some work now that they've seen what the players will do, because, it's the old 10,000 minds beating 5. So, it's already been gamed. That's all I could think of the other day was that, so much for not gaming the game. It's like, hang on a sec, you've given us permission and every way to game the game. So I thought that was a bad thing, but anyway.
This time you can game the game.
I have a question for you guys who have been able to engage in this event. I know for like the first 2 days when I would be sitting on a shipwreck and somebody would come attack me during the course of my battle with them, NPC fleet would also come in. They got thrown into that whole mix. But then yesterday when I was hitting targets, I didn't see that occur anymore. Have they gotten rid of those NPC fleets coming into the battle?
No, I was just in a battle like right then.
Oh, that's weird. I wonder why I didn't see them for any of the ones I was in yesterday.
Yeah,
when people are mentioning it also that they're not having them also Damnation, so you're not the only person.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, because I'm the same case. Since they fixed it, where you can get into battles, when I get fight with somebody else, when they attack me after I'm on it, I haven't had the NPCs coming in. I haven't seen any since then.
Yeah,
that's when I've seen the change happen.
Yeah, I just had two NPC fleets then. So.
But did you have somebody else in there also with you?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the only way you'd have it. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
so there's another difference in the game between two individuals.
I did have a battle the other day when after I killed the guy and the NPC fleet, I actually had 4 more NPC fleets spawn during the course of after that battle while I was in that target. So I had to kill my opponent and then 5 NPC fleets as well.
Damn. Yeah.
Like, this is a little ridiculous.
The one of the ones I entered was like that. It was never ending, and I just kept having to circle and circle, and they kept coming in until it timed out.
So we have spent a fair amount of time on this event so far. We haven't even touched on BP next week yet, so we should probably do that.
Yeah, somebody out there mentions, I read something about the new bubble pad coming, something they're thinking about or discussing or talking, buildings and pads and turrets.
Well, yeah, we're waiting for RB to pull it up, and then we'll talk about the whole thing.
I can't talk, I'm fighting.
I just seen it in chat.
All right, give me a sec.
Oh, my God.
Come on, I'm trying to do fleet to fleet here.
Oh, I guess I've seen it.
Well, that's your problem for not concentrating on the show you're supposed to be doing.
No. Yay, I won. Hooray. All right. Just let me repair. Just talk amongst yourselves. Oh, we were going to say how shady it is that takes, an hour and 2 minutes to repair your fleet.
To
For
repair
a
the
full
fleet?
dead fleet.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, just a couple minutes over the hour mark?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I know they can't win either way, but come on. Jesus.
Well, to be honest, that makes you make the decision. Do you want to go back to your base and repair it and come back? Or do you
Yeah,
want to
I
spend that
know.
extra coin and do it right here? So, I mean, that is what it is, I guess. I hate it too. It sucks. I gotta go back to my base for a 35-second repair. You know, I mean, you know, but that's on the individual. You know, I'm cool enough. I'm just gonna go back to my base, dude. All right, I'll be right back.
No.
I got 5 minutes, bitch. I'll be right back. Okay.
I think it truly is what it is, though. It's straight up shady. It's straight up shady.
It is shady, but
It's
it makes you have to take a choice. Yeah, but it makes you have to make a choice.
Let Ross finish what he's saying.
The only people that it affects, right, are their paying customers, the ones that already pay. The only people, because the other people already go back and they don't even coin shit, right? So what this is really doing is sticking it to their paying customers. No shit. It's like, here, I'm gonna snag your a little bit more of your cash. Only the paying customers. That's what it is. Straight up.
I would agree.
It is, but that's also, I mean, like I said, it's forcing you to make that decision, because if you win the fight, if you just live by a little bit, it's still 2 coin repair. It's not sticking it to you for the win when you win. Because I know you instantly repair, and it's only 2 coins because it's only an hour and 2 minutes. And if you won, okay, you had some life left, you're going to be 2 coin.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to look at it, let's look at it honestly from all the sides right there like that. But it does force to make a decision because you got 5 minutes.
How many other people had battles for these things that you both died at the same time, so nobody ended up getting the payout?
Yeah.
I've watched one of them, and when the next guy jumped in, it was the guy. I've
had 3 or 4, or else like I'd kill the guy, but then the NPC fleet would get one shot in on me and kill me, and I'm like, thanks, asshole. Now
yeah.
But anyway, on to BP next week.
All right. It is good though, just quickly, that this has been a much more upbeat show, and we're laughing and joking and all the rest of it. So the bones of this event are good. They just need to do some work. But anyway. So what have we got? The world map transition to siege targets. What's that for?
So all the base part targets are going to be changing over.
Are we up to that?
The Eradicator and Strike targets.
Oh yeah, of course. All right, well, get your base parts before they change over. And then we've got pillage again on Wednesday. So I'm hoping that the pillage is like it was last time, and you can just auto targets. But we'll see how we go. And it's got the new Defender Gorgon hull, so with a unique functionality that physically traps enemy ships that stray too close. So it must.
So here's what I think it's going to be like. I think the Gorgon is going to act exactly maybe like that red circle that's around the shipwrecks. And when you get within a certain range of it, maybe you're going to slow way the fuck down.
I was thinking like an EMP blast or something along those lines, like a stun effect.
I just know how they are when they add a new effect into the game. They tend to go way overboard with it and suddenly put it everywhere. So now the red circle is a new effect. I see them going way overboard with it and putting them everywhere, and that could potentially be what the Gorgon does.
So do you reckon they can get that happening in your base?
I don't see why not. If they get it happen on the world map, why couldn't they get it happen on your base?
It almost seems like it would be for a map guard. Like it would put that little red ring right around your base.
No, I don't think it'll be like that. I think it'll just be a certain area of effect around the Gorgon that will do it.
Inside your channel or whatever.
Inside your channel or inside a fleet versus fleet battle if you have it on the map.
So to speak.
Like a radius of like, I don't know. gonna throw a number out. And I have no idea. It's probably not accurate at all, but like a radius of like 20 around the boat or something. You know, if you would enter that radius, you're not going to be able to just breeze right by it. You're actually going to have to stop and kill it.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
What was the defender
42.
hull? Sorry?
42.
42, yes, of course. What was the defender hull before the Carnage?
The lurker, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. And what did we have before that?
Shit, I don't know. I slept since then.
Siren?
Okay.
Was the
Siren, I mean, curators,
Curator,
wardens.
That was the High Garden, or well, the
Wardens, yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to get the order in what it is because, you know, we normally have one shit defender hull and one good defender hull. So I'm trying to work out in my mind where we're up to.
Is it Star Trek 4 or Star Trek 5?
This is a good one because the Carnage was absolute crap.
Sorry?
I said this should be a good one because the Carnage was absolute crap.
That's what I've come to the same conclusion because I built a Carnage and I certainly wasn't impressed with it by any way, shape or form. So the challenge is to get the Gorgon to be a good defender hull for a change.
Well, it's got the little, I guess, glue in the water effect. I guess that's kind of what it's acting like it's going to be. Maybe we're getting lockdown rockets back.
Well, it could be. It could be.
You know,
I doubt it.
minus 80% damage. I mean, it's saying it stops it, so it's just like yoink. You know.
Well, it could be like
from what it's saying.
It says physically traps. That could also just be like a cryo field, in my opinion. You know.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, I mean,
the cryo field or red ring, they're basically both do the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe with all the interest in Marvel movies at the moment, it could be Spiderweb.
Thanks, Peter.
Yeah, this answers everybody's question if the raid is next week. No, the raid is not next week. The raid will be in 2 weeks because obviously Pillage is next week.
Yeah.
The 13th, correct? I mean,
the 12th, I believe, because it starts on Wednesday nights now, correct?
Yeah.
For us,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was checking too because I wasn't sure, which is a bit of a shit because next weekend's a long weekend for me, but oh well, I guess it'll be a Pillage long weekend instead. So.
And again, what hulls again did we use for Pillage?
I believe it was Assault and Siege, I think.
No, Assault and Skirmish.
No, are you sure?
Well, I think so.
Might have been Siege and Skirmish. Because those are usually the top targets from last raid cycle and this raid cycle.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
But I always thought it was Siege and Assault last time, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Okay.
Anybody in chat knows, feel free to pop it out there what Pillage was last time, if it was Assault and Siege or Siege and Skirmish or whatever. I don't know. Well,
I used Proto-Tides last time.
Okay. I'm just hoping that it doesn't involve the Eradicator fleet. For some reason, my Eradicator fleet, it's got all the bells and whistles, except it doesn't have any upgrades. It's the only one that I have an upgrade to see how much the game is tuned around the upgrades. And let me tell you what, that fleet has gone to crap. So I'm hoping that I do not need the Eradicator in the Pillage, because they definitely have tuned the game now to upgrades.
Yeah, RBF tends to agree with me that last time it was Bat Rays and
Siege and Skirmish.
Strikes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what they're saying out there.
Good deal.
As long as I can auto with my Proto-Tides, I don't care.
Well, the bright side, Ross, if your Strikes and Eradicators aren't upgraded, they do have those TLCs out currently.
Yeah.
So, maybe if you can't engage in the event, maybe that at least gives you something that you can engage in that would help your game for next week.
No, right. But I don't know if are they instant upgrades and all that in the Eradicator?
Well, I'm pretty sure you get tokens and stuff for them. I don't know if it's instant. You might have to, wait a couple hours per upgrade or something. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I seem to remember it was a couple of hours outside for each upgrade. So,
okay.
And the other thing you might find, Ross, and I don't know, just chucking this out there, is that the lowered cannon mount might be worth getting rid of and make them long range again. I don't know. I'm just chucking it out there.
Yeah, I would think that. I mean, they were good with it, for a while, and they really just start taking a beating now. So,
because I noticed that certainly made a huge difference on my dragons once I took that off. So you're not in range all the time and getting hit.
Okay.
Because that seems to be one of the things that they've nerfed the most when they fiddled around with shit last time, was the lowered cannon mount and lower explosive mount weren't as effective as what they were, so you're taking more damage.
Right.
I think lower cannon mount is still really good on strikes, though.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress.
So
yeah, that's actually where
go on, Shane.
Oh no, I'm just saying mine has the lowered mount on it. I did the bottom for the 280 coin, and that was the refit that I did on mine, was the lowered counter mount.
Mm-hmm.
What Damnation? I was agreeing with his build for that. I mean, I wanted to go the other way for speed, but I do think it works out better this way.
But have you used it since they fiddled with it? Like, have you done it?
I haven't done this campaign, but sitting here talking about it, I was thinking about checking them out, because I did that other campaign for the Basilisk tokens and stuff, and it took both fleets to get to the first one for only 12 kits, and I'm like, all right, I'm not doing that again.
Right.
They gave me 100, and then okay, if you do it again, you get another 100. I might have done that, but for 10 more, man, kiss off. I'm not even going to do the 40,000 each in the fucking event. I mean, that's too much for 100.
Hey,
I want to get what I'm capable of doing before time's in and everything.
I don't even mind all the points, and seriously, to get all the upgrades and even the kits and everything, and then when you go to throw it in the upgrade, it's without 10 days. It goes, to me, it's like, really?
Yeah,
Whoa.
and if you to finish out that campaign there, though, you do get, that's like 10 days worth if you can do it all. I don't know how this current event is. I haven't tried it yet, like we're saying. If it's doable, yeah, but I mean, that's only going to be for one ship, or maybe spread out against the 4 of them. I mean, I don't know. We'll decide when we get there if I do it, if I can or not. I don't know. Sitting there talking about it, it got me thinking about it, so I might try them.
I have a Basilisk one to YouTube, and it's pretty sweet. The deterrent is the availability of all those things you just mentioned. I'll coin something fun, and that's fun as heck. But you know what? I have a limit, and when you just like raped me on the kits, raped me on the token thing, and then I throw it in the shipyard where it shouldn't be, because you raped me already on that, and then you're gonna really stick me with 10 days. I'm like, guess what? I'm only doing one, and guess I'm just that's how I roll. I don't like getting stuck.
Yeah, I do whatever I have tokens for, and if I wait I have to wait just a couple hours, that's fine. But that's why I think a lot of my stuff is like upgrade level 1 or upgrade level 2. Because that's what I had the kits and the tokens for. And I didn't have tokens to do it to 3. I guess. Well, I'm like, oh, I guess I'm not doing 3 then.
Right. No, exactly.
That's where I'm at. I just don't have the tokens to do it, so I just won't do it, and I'll just bumble along, because I'm it's just not a doable thing for me. Well, I mean, it's doable. I just choose not to do it.
Well, it's doable if you spend money, because obviously you got to not only get the upgrade stuff, but then have to worry about building your other fleets too.
Yeah, that's right. Because I know I certainly went the other way, and I haven't. I'm going to double stack my tokens for the raid and keep my generic ship build ones for that. So be interesting to see because obviously we've all made different choices of what we've got and where we're up to. So
yeah, and there is a raid coming up, and this would be the week to save them. Last week too, but I used last week's for Corsairs, so.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the choice you make. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the choice you make.
But
At least
some
I got
people,
next week still.
some people have some Defender class Hall tokens saved up. I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 2, because you can't save up any more than 2 as far
No.
as build tokens.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's something that really annoys me. You can only hold 2 Defender class build tokens, but you can get 3 in the bounty. I'm like, well, how's that make any fucking sense?
well, that and you can have 10 Conqueror tokens.
Oh shit, dude! I think you got like 99.
I think you can have 99 of those.
Okay, well there you go. So, well, like we always say, it's weighted to the attacker, not the defender. So,
Well, yeah, in that respect too, my lurker was 9 days, dude. It's like, come on. I mean, Conquerors are like, what are they? I mean, the newest Interceptors were like 22 hours or something like that.
Well, yeah, but
regular, it's like 2 days for
the Defender Hall is a little bit longer to build, but by the time you add all the bells and whistles and armors and shit to the Conqueror, the build time between the 2 is actually pretty much the same. Because your lurker, yes, the hull was 9 days, but you didn't have to put any fucking armor on.
Yeah, and that was the difference, wasn't it? So.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Is there anything else anyone wants to talk about or anything like that?
I just want to say they seriously need to look at that 250,000 price point on those 1 day tokens. That is literally a slap in the face to everybody who's not in those big alliances and getting those millions of points. To take it from 20K for a 12-hour ship build token to 250K for a 1 day is just absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. It's probably been the most expensive token we've had in the game.
Oh, for sure.
I wouldn't have thought there'd be any other time that it'd be anything like this. Not
I mean, generally tokens are always, broken down to a certain amount of points per hours that is standard across the board. That's the way it has always been.
Yeah.
So yeah. That was a pretty bad fucking there.
Yeah, I think a lot of these prices are a bit skewy. So I was going to go back too because I thought that. I'll look at that later in my own time. One thing I have noticed though is there's something a bit hinky going on with the map. So normally, if you zoom to a spot, and it's very noticeable with these shipwrecks and stuff like that, if you zoom to a spot, your map should be centered there, but mine's like a good 4 inches off or something like that.
Yeah, we were talking about that the first night. It's like, okay, my target is no longer in the middle of my map. It's now like a quarter of my screen over.
Yeah.
It's off to whatever side you're coming from, right or left. It's kind of like that. You got to double click. You got to hit twice. If you hit your ship to go to it, hit it the second time. Okay. Because that is kind of freaky when you hit it. You're like, oh shit, what am I doing over here? But or where's this? Just hit it the second time and it pops you straight over to where you're at. But usually it's on the side that you're coming from. Like if you're coming to it from the left side of your base, and you go back to your base and you come back to it by hitting the fleet, you come in on the left side. Your fleet's actually to the right over there. So
okay.
But just hit it a second time and you'll go right to it. Yeah, it's a weird, funky little. Gotcha moment, kind of like the old rockets that did the big explosion and shook the screen. It's kind of like, whoa.
Yeah.
What is this? Okay, just hit it the second time and you're good.
All right, real quick, so we can get off of here. Since Simba just joined, Simba, did you have anything you want to add in about the shipwreck thing before we pull the plug?
No.
Okay.
What?
That's funny.
But generally, that's why we come on the shows, because we have something we want to say. So I figured you probably had something you want to say.
She wanted to say hello.
Yep.
All right. Very good. All right. Shall we pull it there then?
Yes, I think
Yeah,
that's
we're good.
cool.
All right. Well, I mean, it's been good to have a show where there's a bit of, upbeat stuff for a change. It's nice.
I mean, it's been fun.
Good. So you've enjoyed it?
It's cheap repairs.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Well, we'll talk about it in the after show then. So thanks everybody for coming out. I hope, we had a decent show and you enjoyed it. And thanks for everyone in chat as always. If you want to like the video, go right ahead. And I hope the rest of your shipwrecks go well and you enjoy it. So
Hey, also subscribe and send your friends to the page.
that too. This would be your opportunity to mention Game of Thrones too.
I wasn't going to, but since you brought it up, Game of Thrones.
Put upgrades in the retrap lab.
Very good. All right. See you all. Have fun, and we'll see you next week.
Guess it's the retro lab, but oh well.